Hey guys, sometimes it works great. Sometimes I go, huh? You have just joined the Wicked Lady Hippie at the bar live. We have live chat up. If you don't want to go there, you can go to the comments. If you've seen me at all, it's what we're all desperate now and say. Put something the fuck in there. And no, it's not for kids. And let's see, background on me, Army veteran, published author, mother of one, grandmother of two, and still barely clinging to sanity. So my husband wanted to put a small bar in our home. I said, that's great. And he, of course, was picking up the bar. It was a used bar. And he called me and showed me a picture of the bar. This thing should have been in a pool hall. So everything we got at the house, and we changed to hardwood floors and painted and new furniture, and hence we have the bar. Pretty much the first floor is a bar and a kitchen, and we have a loo out back. No, I'm kidding. I'm not. I am British, but I'm not that British. Well, maybe. No, I'm kidding. I'm in a mood. The other thing I always explain is I always have my little cigarillos up here. I quit smoking years ago and was just a vapor. And everybody hated that too. Then once you go outside to vape, it's steam. What the fuck? It's fucking air. I never had anything added to mine. It was just air. Nope, go outside, which always annoyed me. And I got to where I stopped just going places because it was the attitudes that got me. And I'm lazy. I'm not getting any younger. So when we put the bar in, everybody loved the bar. When they found out that the bar was getting low on all the hooch, they did not show up with replacements. So we don't get a lot of guests. I'm just teasing. We don't get a lot of guests. And the ones I get refused, absolutely outright refused to come online. They are brilliant people. That some of the people I know are just off the charts, brilliant. And I would love that to have a chat with them on the air. They won't do it. And they say why. They don't know how I get up here. But they say, I'm not shy, but I don't want to do it. It's cute. I could go on about myself. I'm trying not to. There's other things I've got to get to. If you need to know more, go back. There's tons of videos there. I'm just back. I had to open a second channel. I had a horrific accident, and it laid me down literally for 10 months. Bed for 10 months. So, yeah, that was fun. Now we got that out of the way. I'm willing to always have a little bit of my cigar because it'll go out. And one of these will last me up here a week. And so he buys me a pack of 5 about every other week or so, maybe. And if it's more than that, so I have to be real careful about this habit. I'm at the bar. This is my emblem. I'm Scottish as well. Anyway, that's my stiffener. When I was growing up, I was adopted at 9, and the ladies, whenever there was, I don't know, it was not when we were doing a normal day. It was always like Easter week or something, and 1 or 2 of the ladies would faint. Sometimes 3 or 4. They'd faint on the couch. They'd faint on the chairs. They never hit that fucking hardwood floor. Oh my God. Yeah, whichever husband or whoever wanted to take charge of the situation would go get the hooch for them or them or her or what have you. So you go get whatever they had up there. It could be whiskey, moonshine. My dad and his brothers ran moonshine. That's the family I was adopted to. Cool fucks, man. In World War II, the father was at Pearl Harbor, for God's sake. One of the few that walked out. He was on leave, as a matter of fact, from his ship, and he kept trying to get back to his ship, but he wouldn't talk about what actually happened pretty much after that. Just that he was on shore leave. He was trying to get back to his ship, and he didn't make it, and that's when he would stop. And this scarred these people. And back then, they didn't know what PTSD is, all that, and they just quietly kept their pain. And I can't imagine going door to door shooting 400 people so you can take half of Berlin and Russia can have the other half of the rubble. You know, what I would come home like. I can't imagine. And yet I am an Army veteran too. Could I shoot you? Oh, hell yeah. If they tell me an order, it's kind of automatic for those in the military. If they say shoot, you're going to fucking shoot because you're not allowed to question an order. Questioning an order can still be a death sentence still in the 21st century. And it has to be that way. Somebody's got to lead, somebody's got to follow. You know, it's like too many chiefs and not enough engines. I don't know what else I can say to make that one come out right. My husband told me to check, and I forgot. I did not check to see if California had an earthquake. Again, I know they'd already had a few last month, once or I think there were two times. They weren't very much, but it's still something's going on. And in the Cascadia, I worry about that one too. A lot. There's a lot of people in the way of that tsunami that's going to be 100 stories high. I mean, it's going to be biblical. It really will be. And I worry for those people. I had a friend that lived in Portland. Bless her heart. May be a blessing. She just passed away. And I so miss her. And another friend of mine as well crossed over. She was named Wanda like me, so that was hard. So, but I see I've digressed and returned to me. There was one other thing, and I usually do when I'm up here, and I said I would continue to, and that would be a short prayer in my head to Charlie Kirk for what happened to him. And I can't say that I believe what they've said is the person that shot at 23. Yeah, I could have took out 100 of you, but it was he shot one time. He had one bullet. It's a bolt action. Nobody's. I have not heard yet if they've proven it, that the bullet was a 30-06. I heard where the bullet was supposed to have lodged by his shoulder at T1, taking out C2 down to T1. That's dead. You're dead. That's the only good thing about that. I did not see. I came in just a few minutes too late to have seen him up there. So I wanted to remember him every day, and that everybody should remember him every day in their prayers. And let's keep that baton up in the air. And as I always say, Candace Owens, love you, girl. Love you. Love you. Worry about you. Worry. You're very good at what you do. And I understand you want to know what happened to your friend. But I think you should take some time and step back a ways as well. As far as the widow, the way we were raised, and mind you, I'm not a young chick. I'm an old chick, so I'm a hippie. But I'm a cool chick. I just slipped that right in there, didn't I? We allowed a widow to be a widow dressed in black for at least 1 year, if not 2 to 5 years. They weren't kidding around when you became a widow when I was growing up. If you was a widow and these things happened, I was around for Vietnam. I'm a Vietnam era Army personnel was what I was. We were the first company of women to train as a soldier with the men, and there was no longer a WAC corps. They had phased out the last one as I was flying to it. So I landed at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and went, oh shit. I'm 5'2" and weigh 90 pounds. If I ate a banana, like him, my recruiter fed me bananas all the way to my AV center so I could go through a process and get my orders and go. They had to put me in a hotel for 6 weeks. They did not tell any of us why. It wasn't just me. And it wasn't just women. They were actually closing down the WACs, the waves, the WAFs, all the women's corps were shut down, and they were now women would serve with the men and they would train with the men. And if they couldn't pass the training, bye. And that it was an experience. I loved it really. I still miss it to this day. My grandson, I bugged him so bad he too went to ROTC, went in. He came home just ahead of the pandemic from Korea, and he decided he'd had enough. I don't blame him. He hated the snow in Korea. He's from Georgia. He's lived in Georgia all his life. So, that's another thing I'm giving away. My grandson has already served and is a veteran. It's kind of funny the people I run into at the VA. I'll run into friends, family. It's like a long week. And again, I digress. So may his memory be a blessing. I love that saying from the Israelis. I saw them massacring people in Palestine, and it was not the IDF, it was Hamas executing young men in the streets by shooting them in the head. But the UN still thinks there should be given statehood for what? For who? For who? Who do you take and carve that out? You give it to the guys with the guns shooting people in the head? Is that how that works? Well, then I don't think we should give you any more money, and you need to fucking get out of our building. And that's my fucking building. Get the fuck out. You idiots. You insufferable twits. I can't come up with names strong enough, and actually I can turn the air blue when I get really pissed, and I'm fairly pissed. I haven't seen the UN do a damn thing, and I am not young. When I returned from my overseas tours, um, the last time I came in, I said, "Oh my God, we are going to get hit by terrorists, and it's going to be a fucking big one." And I was off by almost 2 decades, I guess, but then it happened. The only thing I still don't recognize is why they went and to war with the Iraqis, because it was Saudi Arabians who were the terrorists, in case anybody wanted to check on that. I also wondered, like the engineers who investigated 9/11's buildings that came down, 1 and 2, and 7. Now 7 had all this, plus the 1 and 2 didn't just, it just threw straight down. But so did 7. And it wasn't near anything. It wasn't injured in any way. It went down too. And the engineers are going. The other thing is somehow some cameras could have been the news because they were right there, but somebody got really good shots of the metal, molten metal, dripping down the girders. And all of the engineers, as one body, said there was no way that jet fuel alone could have melted this metal that way. And so there was is how could it have been done? How can you do it? Well, there's only one way. And what they found, the only one way was military thing called thermite. I've never heard it said again or seen this video because I wanted to pick it up myself. I can't find it. So if you find it, let me know. But this entire room was full of engineers, and they were like, "What happened here?" Because the fire department was right when they got the people out of building 1. They said we're getting it under control. Floor 22 and above, don't go to yet. But if you want to, go get your things at least out of your offices, say from, I think it was like 12th floor down or something, and it went down with those people in it because they went back in because the fire department said to go back in. It was safe. Now, I don't believe for a second that there was any firefighter there that would have put buildings, get them out, and then bring them back. So whatever brought those buildings down, it wasn't something that they had seen or dealt with before. And if molten metal can only be created by something called thermite that the military is in control of, then you got to wonder what the fuck is up. What the fuck all? What took down Building 7 if it wasn't anywhere near it? How did Building 7 go down? So I have my questions about a lot of that stuff. Weekend at Bernie's for 4 years. That's been fucking fun. Of course, he's got cancer now, so they can't make him come up and tell the truth, nothing about that. Those auto pens, gotta love those. Gotta love that. Who was selling pardons at the White House? See, with that many pardons that went out on that auto pen, and I bet my dime to a donut it was Jill or what's his name. Oh, Hunter. Their other son gave his life protecting this country. He's a hero. They should be ashamed of how they treated Joe Biden. And as far as Hunter, good luck with him. He's gone. been gone. I don't think he can get help at a rehab anymore, even. But at this point, I'm like, so nobody's going to get in trouble for this. And somebody, like I said, was making money on those pardons. Those pardons are for life. Can't get them anything. Life. Now, what were these people all doing that they wanted a presidential pardon for? I'm curious. You're not. Heard today again about they're not going to be able to keep enough planes in the air. And people are calling in sick. Been 5 weeks without a paycheck. God loves Senator Kennedy. He's not related to the Kennedys, or if he is, it's peripherally out. I'm sure he is at some point, Kennedy. But he's from Louisiana, senator from Louisiana. Funniest dude. He's got a book out called How to Test Negative for Stupid. He's so funny. He's introducing a bill that if they had talked about it sometime before, that if the Congress shut down the government because they would not pass the bill for the monies to run the government for X amount of months, then they would no longer be paid either. And these sons of bitches were asked at a press conference, "Oh, you're still getting your check?" "Well, yeah, we're still getting our check. We're working." What the fuck all do you think they're doing? Until they ran out of fucking gas money or bus money or fucking subway money. Shit you don't fucking deal with. Oh, Bernie Sanders up there on their little oligarch tour. Look it up. It's such a stupid term. He's running around, and she is too, and it's $15,000. Was it an hour or something like that for each person? But when he was asked about that, hey, you said nobody should be doing that on the taxpayers' money, and you're using taxpayers' money. So you and her are oligarchs. Oh, the man just tried to be. He got, of course, was instantly mad. Yes, of course, we can't possibly do all of these stops unless we do. You expect us to sit in a line? Yeah, we fucking do. We fucking do. You should also not be paid. And for as long as the shutdown continues, you should have forfeited all that pay. Not that it will hurt most of you. If you've been there over a year, you've done the insider trading and you're worth tons of money. Look at AOC. In 1 year, she made $30 million. She's got to love that, right? $280 million. Oh, bitches. Nitsy Pussy. How long she been there? She was doing shit in front of Congress as a senator in 86. You do the math. And yet is pissed off, and I'm getting out because he is the worst thing and most evil thing on the planet. You are the least sober bitch I've seen besides the giggle girl who said she was the VP. Just total turnaround. She'd be arguing this way in 1986 about this, that, and the other, and don't give the illegal migrants anything. And then she's totally flipped that. She's probably wearing Depends. Shit. And she's pissed off because they got their money. They turned that valve off. USAID was nothing but paying. You didn't have to put down who you were, what you were getting it for, or why you were getting it. So you just went in and got X amount of funds, and they couldn't even follow them as a ghost. And trust me, if those couldn't follow you, you did damn good at ghosting. And that's another one I pray for. I was glad to see Mr. Musk and President Trump come to better terms. I like both very much lately. And I've been liking Donnie. I call him Donnie. I think he's funny as hell. I've been liking him since his first term. Except they treated him like shit. He's trying to deal with the pandemic. They tried to impeach him twice. They failed both times. They are miserable bastards. And they were still fucking there. Another decade. They fucked him for a decade. Look it up. They took General Flynn's entire career and flushed it down the toilet, along with everything that he'd been saving. His house, his cars, everything went. Because it was, if you don't plead guilty, we'll get your kid. His kid was, of course, also in the military. And he knew it. He knew they would. And they weren't kidding. He knew. So he had to sell the house. He had to go by law. And finally, on the very last day, when it had been proven for months that General Flynn was not guilty of anything at all, it was all made up. The judge knew this, had known it for months, still wanted to haul the general in and make him pay for doing something he never did that never existed. So he finally went to the president to get a pardon. The president had been offering it to try to save him from, all the money and things that it was costing him. But this was his career, and they destroyed him. Nobody's going to pay for none of that shit. What happened at Benghazi for real that killed those 4 men? Anybody want to know what Hillary really knows or did not do? Does anybody wonder why she was beating blackberries to death? No? Well, they did have a Senate hearing on those, and James Comey found that, she didn't know it. It was just a slight mistake. That wasn't nothing that would get anybody in trouble or nothing. Just, I love the Parliament in England. I mean, I'm still echoing a little. I love them. They are so funny. They have those little wigs on, and they jump up and they talk, and they just sit down, and they jump up. So all the time, these wigs are going up and down in the air. And I think I'm sorry, I do stand up occasionally when I'm at the bar. I have a lovely little belt on that I just rated it for that company. I get things like this all the time, and I really am enjoying it. That my husband, I know, is. It's really not expensive. Technically, I mean, if I made $10 less a month, I probably wouldn't go there. But I like brooches, and I like belts and things, and I like the scarves and some. Yeah, I like to make differences on the same dress. If you for me, I rarely wear the same dress, pants, any of that. Well, pants, and I have a few pair of jeans. I really do. I have one fan on Facebook that tells me I'm June Cleaver. And I don't know if any of you remember that. It's back in the 50s. Like, you know, she was always dressed up and in pearls and cleaning and cooking, with the little apron. And I had to admit, that's me. My husband had a friend over the other day, and he's been working on this car. He's a friend. He used to work for him, drive trucks and teach people for him. And it's situated right here in town. So he always calls him boss. He's not his boss. They've been friends. They met at the cancer. They were both fighting cancer. They both won. In any event, I came out that afternoon to do something, and he was on the porch, his friend, boss. His name's Mike. And his wife too. I love her. She's Mimi, and we call her Mimi. So I went out on the porch anyway, and I was doing something. I forget what it was now. And he says, "So where are you going? Looking so pretty in the middle of the day. You look so nice. You're all dressed up." And my husband was was getting something right there. And he says, "No, she's not. She's cleaning right now. I'll betcha. She looks like that every day." He did not say it in a kind way, mind you. Like she's a hoarder, because I was like, I know you didn't. I got bullets, so bitch. I have a key to the gun safe, so I don't need a panic room. Fuck a panic room. I take my weapon the way I keep my weapon, hot and loaded. That's right. Yeah, that bitch is hot. If I ain't palmed it yet, you're lucky. Because if I palm that fucker, I'm shooting that fucker. I'm just saying. If you're a lady out there, don't play with that bitch. Don't say, is it on safety? Is it off safety? Don't fuck with that shit. You better know the second you would pick up that weapon. Either click that safety off yourself or what have you. Rack that bitch. Keep it racked and take the safety off then and keep it in a safe. But make sure that you can get to that safe before an attacker can follow you and get to you. So that means mapping out your houses and trying to do things. And for me, I do it in the dark. It drives my husband crazy, but I can't never sleep long. So I'll every night I'm walking around the house and doing this shit. The cats hate it too. They're like, "You're up again, bitch. What the fuck?" So again, we're supposed to be funny up here, I guess. It's for entertainment purposes only is what I put it under, what label I this, because I don't drop videos unless I'm asked about dropping a video because we've seen them. And so pasting it in it feels like plagiarism to me. It's, I don't want to take somebody else's. Now I'll be happy to do that if that's what you want to do. But if you've already seen it, it's easy to talk about it as it is to put it on the screen for a minute and a half and then take it off. So unless you tell me you want me to drop a certain thing, it's just me up here. Because, like I said, everybody was too afraid to come up and do any interviewing and not anything. Um, which I get a kick out of. They've been here a couple of times. Several friends have been here when I said, "Look, I've got to go put my podcast on. I'm running late." And they're like, "Oh, okay." And we're all at the bar and stuff. And I'm like, "Where are you going?" Because once we have company, I fold the mic in and we store everything under the bar. It's got a bunch of stuff, shelving, wine racks. We got everything, refrigerator, ice maker. We got it all. I love this thing. And so, I'm like, what? Because the bar just empties. And I'm like, where the fuck did they go? They're not even in the house anymore. Then I tell Robert, I gotta go. And they're in their cars and gone before I get the mic up. It makes me laugh. It really does. And I tease them all about that. And I tell you, you gotta get over that shyness. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. This is Social Woodstock without the mud. Don't need the money. It's free. So yeah, hit subscribe and the bell because right now it's still free. So we want to keep it that way. And apparently you have to have certain algorithms about people if they watch, if they don't watch, if they like, don't like. There's an algorithm for all. I don't do math. That's what they got these things for. They've been changing. They changed them on me my entire career. I come back. I trained on a manual typewriter, to give you an idea. I come back from Europe and I was so happy because I've been using an electric correctable typewriter. I love those things. And we weren't too far from Xerox. I was still doing carbon paper. Try that, bitch. Probably can't use a typewriter. I still got my old typewriter. I bought from Olivetti. I got ribbon for it, so I bought like a carton of ribbon because they were going out of sales and out of business and all that. So on a sale, I grabbed that so that I could have my typewriter because I knew it was about to be gone. Word processors had already been in, and then they were out. So and they changed them like every 10 seconds. So it seemed like I was always in some tech school learning and relearning what was going on. Finally gave up on that, and I decided that whatever else was coming out the pine, I'd make myself familiar with it. And it was just simply whatever your software was. If it was hardware, I called my kid. Son, what the hell does this mean? It means, Ma, you got to buy a new one. You got the death screen. Oh, great. Another reason I was glad I had everything hooked into everything. At first, I thought that's kind of dangerous. I shouldn't do it. But it turned out that even though the one was not recoverable, no information, pictures, nothing, it just died. I don't even know how. If my kid can't tell me, I don't know. He's very good at that. And so I was really, really grateful I backed it up to the Chromebooks. And and then I threw my phone in there too. I was like, fuck it. I don't, I don't want to lose the pictures. I don't care about the rest of the shit, but the pictures. And so, yeah, we've managed to do all that. And since I did that, I was able to recover most of everything. I think I've been up here a while. And I've only been up here actually 2 years, and I had the hiatus. And my first channel was giving me fits. I don't know why. It was going live, but it just wouldn't go live. And I tried, interacting with this chat group, their chat group, everybody. Finally, I said, oh, fuck this. I'm closing this up. I'm open a new channel. And it's, amen, been doing very well. I'm very grateful because I would spend hours trying to get it to go. And then finally, I was live, and I was still looking around at different computers. And I also found that it couldn't take a bunch of other open like windows, and I had other Chromebooks and laptops and all this stuff, so all those, I took all those out. My husband ended up buying me another new set, and I didn't need it, it turns out, at first, but now it's we've actually taken some of the pieces because my soundboard crashed. It just, I don't know why. That's the second time. And I'm learning new terms because, like I said, there is not someone here, and there's not someone going to be here going, here's your script, read it from this. When I thought this was so cool, I saw Joe Rogan, I saw Shay Shay, and I said, I'd like to do that. I didn't think about getting guests. It didn't really occur to me. And now I think, well, this may not be a really great thing because you still have no guests. But we'll wait. The world is funny that way. And in any event, I can't have guests because you don't have to be here to be a guest. You can hit the live chat. I'll talk to you guys all day. I love ghosts. I love hunting ghosts. I love storm chasing, although I'm too old to do most of those things anymore. I love history. I love all of those things. And I love learning and talking to people from around the world. And I got to do that when I was young, being in the military. And it was awesome. If some people are born and die in the same county that they've been in their whole life. And this place is the longest I have ever lived in my entire life. And again, I'm not a spring chicken. But the age thing, I can't give that up. It's a state secret. Yeah. But thank you. Been very kind of you. I keep saying a lot. I hate it when I do that. Somebody just pop in here and tell me what they want to talk about so I can figure out what we're all doing. Again, with the shutdown, shit, you can't do too much. Call your senators. Who is it that says one guy says no? Well, if he's the one running the Senate, what the fuck are the other 100 plus people for? They got one fucking job. One fucking job. And they can't do that? Can't you recall these bitches? I'm just saying, I don't know how many cities are represented. I don't understand the difference between Democratic and Republican. You're supposed to fucking love your country, defend it, honor it. That's it. It's not hard. You had one job. And boy, is that a clusterfuck. You feel good about that? Yeah, God don't like ugly. I'm not looking. I don't think your chances are looking real good on the other side of that rainbow bridge. But I'll be lucky if they don't pull this one. I love that. A lot of people friends have said to me, you're actually smoking that cigar too? On the air? I was like, well, so far they haven't said you can't do that. We're free here. And then they said, are you really drinking a couple of fingers of whiskey? I said, yeah, if it's not my shot glass, I'm drinking whiskey fireball. I said, but yeah. They're like, I'll go, what? You sure that's legal? I don't fucking know. Somebody will tell me. My bar, I would think it'd be legal. Yeah. I've seen it done on other shows. Like it's, and then I come back. That was what I was thinking. I get back. Finally, I get up here, and there's 4,000 new podcasters. I'm like, I didn't even know Bill Maher had his at the bar, like me. He has his at the bar. His looks like it'd be like an under maybe a basement or a lower level, it seems. I don't know why, but that's what I get from it. It's a cute bar. We haven't done the neons and all that. We keep getting other little things up. There's a lot of cowboy hats and sombreros on things. I like going to the bottle shop. That's what they call them here in Georgia. Don't ask me. Just don't start. And we will find alcohols that we've never seen the name of that are in very weird bottles and that we have no clue what it is. We'll buy a couple of those a month and set up on the top. If Robert doesn't want me to get the good hooch, he puts it up on top of the mirror. Since I had my accident, because I'm not going to do ladders or steps. And he's like, I'm like, you have to get the good shit down. Well, you can use your fuck you. Get that shit off. They're like, and he's like, yeah, she could blow. At this stage of life, you just, for me anyway, if I couldn't have fun, I don't know what the hell I would do. When I'm here and I'm just cleaning, and you have to do this every fucking day. I do not know why. It's as if somebody like Pigpen ran through my house for 3 or 4 hours. I don't know. Some being has got a way to break in and throw dirt all over your house because that's my house in the morning. I sweep and mop, and I do it every day, but I do it just about the end of my day. And I found that I was working until 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I had that much to clean. In that 10 months, he did not clean. You would not believe the condition of my kitchen or any of the rest of the house. I was like, I was eating that out of there. The refrigerator alone took me 3 days to clean. I mean, it's just, and I couldn't do anything. So literally, I guess he just made a path because he would meet me at the door to the master bedroom, and I could get enough steps on the crutches to get there and just fall into the chair. And he would take the crutches, he'd hold them, and he would wheelie me around and back up to the front door. And I could see a few things, of course, but I couldn't tell if they were dusty, dirty. I mean, it's just right through for almost a year. And he never cleaned shit. I mean, the corners with scrub brushes. I mean, no, I'm not kidding, right? Most of our things are cherry wood. The bar is even cherry wood. The brand new, I call it a hutch, the new China cabinet he bought me because we had to condense two down and either that or get rid of the china because of the bar because we had made it's not a big house, so we downsized to a bar. It sounds just like us too because we used to have all the parties, and finally we realized, hey, nobody's bringing even a glass of water here. I mean, how many people are out there? So you finally go, yeah, I've done it all. We always had the New Year's party, we had the Halloween party, and we had a party for our birthday and anniversary because they're all right together. He and I are 3 days apart on birthdays. So we just ran that all in one weekend and everything. Never got a card. But everybody left fucked up. So never got a card. Wasn't much point in doing that. So instead we started going to better restaurants on those days and things like that. I think it's what we all do when we're younger. And it's not, I tease my friends. They didn't have big homes either. But our home was always a party. It seemed like right now, my daughter-in-law, I've known her since she was in high school and started dating my son in high school and her family. Um, it's amazing. Her mom stays with me when she comes up. She and I have been tight for 30 years at least. I mean, these kids have been together a long time too, and we're looking at each other going, damn, we look good for this age. Good. To borrow Jeff Dunham, peanut. My grandson immediately cracks up and I did this to a bar. He took me to a bar. It was that the week after Halloween, and we were just in there, and he seemed all tense and just not himself. And I said, "You better straighten out, or it's going to be moida." And everybody in the place turned and looked at me. I said, "Moida, I tell you." He fell out, but it was what he needed, a good laugh. And after that, we had a nice few drinks and Ubered back home. And my son and I used to do the same thing, but he's just too busy now if he's even at home. So I'm trying to still catch him so I can see him for his birthday, which is a very important day for me. I kind of like gave up a career to keep my son. I had to go to Korea, and I couldn't do that and have any dependents with me. And so I gave up the $5,000 bonus, and I got out of the army because I wouldn't sign him over to my ex mother in law, as she is now, God rest her. Uh, Great lady. Ended up working with her. We invented. She had already started the food stamp program, but when I got up there, and my kid, I could get my kid away from her, which was kind of nice after a while. I was like, oh, okay. But we were very highly placed in the agricultural bill, and the food stamps come from that section of the government. And so she and I, and that's back when you had they were monopoly money, and it was always fun to tear them out of those books. But yeah, that was started uh, in the 80s, so it's not been around that long. I remember when my dad he would not cross a picket line, and we had nothing coming in, just like everybody's about right now. Only there's you do have food banks and stuff like that. We didn't. What usually saved us was the ladies and them had all done the same thing since World War I, Depression, so forth. They made their own gardens, they had their own fruit trees, they made their own bread, they made their own cakes, things like this that took very little of anything. And they didn't buy small, they bought in bulk. So if they bought flour, it was like 50 pounds. So there was ways to make it through. The main things is they couldn't keep enough meat or didn't try to. I'm not sure on that, but there was always oatmeal so she could make porridge or I could, and things like that. And if you were down to just bread and butter, yeah, I mean that was rough. That used to be several times. That was my lunch, just bread and butter. Um, One slice of bread and butter wrapped in tinfoil. So I know what it's like to be dirt poor, and I don't blame them. I wouldn't cross the picket line either. And by the way, back then they rarely got their back pay because they didn't cross the picket. So technically, they didn't work. So here you're on all that money, everything's past due. You got to catch all that up with your regular salary now that they've let you back in. And that's what's going on again. It's really beginning to piss me off. I wonder why these dumb fucks that are generally my age or they just have white hair for fun are marching around with stupid signs. Why the absolute fuck all aren't you up there representing your country? If that's the case, why don't you get your stupid nappy asses up there, get on the mall, and tell Congress you want the Senate to pass the bill? Those who are voting no, we want a record. We want to know which ones they are so that when they come around for reelection, they can be thrown down the nearest toilet. Rip that up like Pelosi did behind Trump. That's what I want to see. And if we don't see it, folks, I have fear for this country. I really, 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 many things you don't even understand. Oh, it's this, that, and the other. Oh, look, it knows I want this at Target. Have you seen what AI can do? Go watch iRobot. It's pretty fucking spot on, man. It freaks me the fuck out. But there's a lot of things that people have lost freedom on and they don't see it at all. And they will argue with you that that's not the case. I love Douglas Murray because he gets on there and argues back. Charlie Kirk did the same. It's like I said with Kennedy, he's trying to pass this bill, Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, into law that says you shut down the government, that means you're checked too. I can't fucking believe the way the bastard said he was. Yeah, we get our paycheck. I would have slapped the bitch right off of him. Like, and I slap him again for fun. you know, what did you just fucking say? It's a good thing women don't run the country. Although I've seen some in there. I don't know what's wrong with them, but somehow they got cowed. Marjorie Greene's pretty fiery still. She's represents Georgia, and they give her a lot of shit, but she don't give a fuck like me. If I were younger, and I've never wanted to be involved in politics, but the way it's been going now, I almost want to be in politics just so I can bitch slap people on a daily basis. Come here, you can go. There would be a line, man, out the building. Get your slap. That slap stops here. Back in the day when this country was founded, treason was dealt with by hanging. And you guys are more than guilty of treason. You're doing more to start a war than the Civil fucking War did. And they had their own president. You fucks. You stand up there with a different flag while you get money out of my motherfucking goddamn taxes so you can have a great goddamn dinner? Screw you. Yeah, that's how we all feel about it. We don't want them here. There's no room for them here. Again, this is a melting pot, and it should be regarded as such. I don't care if they've been here 20 years, sucking my system dry, and still haven't even tried to become a citizen. They want me to speak Spanish. And believe me, in the 80s and the 90s, most of the jobs that you could get, you had to be fluent in Spanish too. I would always lie and say, yeah, and get some other girl. Like, I had high positions. Fuck them. I didn't learn German and this, that, and the other. Like, and I knew a Spanish and Spanish. We all did if you came from around there. That's not the point. It was, if you want to speak English, dial 2. We're like, did they fucking move the border? Did they start another war nobody told us about? I mean, how's the Alamo doing? I mean, they did. It was a war of not a bullet sent. Oh, the bullets flew after the cartels now they've got here. But that's not been looked at as a coup. Sanctuary cities, they're not looked at as a coup. They hold your cities and they tell you federal government cannot come in. Oh, I dare you say that to me if I was in power. I'd double dare you, and then I would beat you slap half to death while the rest of my guys was going in and doing your shit right. You are wrong. You know you're wrong. You are fucking the American people royal. Knock it off. I hope and pray every night that not a one of you will ever be in public office anywhere on the planet ever again. It's a daily prayer I have. I'm sure it'll work. God don't like ugly. I only pour 2 fingers, but I pour it on ice. It makes a chance to get through this. Again, you'll have to forgive my appearance. I try to match things when I'm up here. Since I'm the only entertainment you've got. I keep seeing I've got a lot of new names that have come up. I haven't been on Facebook lately. I have no time. And a lot of images I've seen cross by that they want to be friends. They want to be friends. And I need to go by and just say yes to make sure everybody's good, But I'm simply not there. What I need to do is find a way for them to find me here. Because I have to edit. I have to do all that after. And I do it live. In the slim hope, the slim hope that somebody is going to come up and go, yeah, bitch is crazy. Let's go ahead and subscribe. Dingle the bell. We won't watch all of it. We can put it on while we make lunch, Why not? Help an old hippie. Literally help an old hippie. I still think it's Social Woodstock. I'm praying that they don't take it away, at least until after I'm dead. Use this tool. Make the most of it. If you don't say anything to me in live chat, if you don't leave something in comments to me, if you don't even act like you've ever seen 10 seconds to me, that's great too. But use this medium while you can. Get out there. Make your voice be heard. Oh, I don't mean one of these blue-haired bitches with a bullhorn that gets in your face and screams, because I got news for them. If they tried to do that to me, it would not be a good day. My. They need to pick a hospital before they see me. And then they can go there to have it surgically removed. I'm old. I've got bail money. And if they let them out for doing shit, they'll let me out for it too. Because nobody's going to get in my face doing that shit. And don't get in my face screaming either, because you will eat concrete, so you're going to need a dentist. If you can't be civil, stay your stupid ass at home and dye your hair green again. Nobody needs to hear you. I don't go running around in your life with a bullhorn and telling you what sexual organization I should be from or in or what the fuck all that's about. LB, what how about we don't give a fuck? I mean, we do not give a fuck. You people are trying to force it as if we're stopping you. I don't even fucking know you. Do I want to get to know you? If I run into you, sure. I treat everybody like I want them to treat me, not the other way around, you idiots. And that's how you treat people. You treat people as if they have to do it because you said so. I'll slap that bitch right off of you. Go see your. And where are your parents, by the way? Because I'd like to meet them and slap the bitch off them too. When everybody's been doing this Palestine River to the Sea shit, those kids need to be. If I was their mama, my grandson even said the same thing. And one of his friends did too. Grandma would not take that. Grandma would probably start shooting you while you were still in the tent. He was close. People frown on that kind of stuff. So, but where are the parents? Then I go, okay, where's the faculty? Oh, there they are. They're getting arrested too. They were. I saw finally that 3 resigned. I noticed Harvard's did not. And just can anybody riddle me this, Batman? How the fuck come we're giving $2.5 billion to Harvard? They got 40 billion in grants and shit and trust funds or whatever the hell that is. They do not need the taxpayer money. The taxpayer need their own money and wouldn't have any fucking body in the street. Why the fuck do you take somebody from Chapulca, whatever, and put them in a hotel and you got a vet with his dog sleeping in his clothes sitting on a sidewalk because he can't get a tent? You absolute piss offs. Weak as water. Weak as water. Shame on all of you. Shame on you. You shouldn't be in the Senate. You should not be in the public. You should be in somebody's outhouse cleaning it. Aren't you glad I'm not running the show? I'm a little bit like George Carlin. See, the damn thing goes out all the time. I'm a little bit like George Carlin. Look it up. I used to read a fucking book, but they don't really have too many of those anymore. Although I have a library of my own that's extensive. And I mean 200-year-old copies, first copies, so forth. And I don't know what I'm going to do now because you fucks look at all of this shit. You guys are glued to this motherfucker. Mine's a fucking phone. By the end of it, I'm starting to get pissed off. And a little salty will come out. I would beg your forgiveness, but it's like the Reese's commercial. I'm sorry, not sorry. Not a fucking bit. If you want to come by, have a good time, be real. We can talk about ghosts. We can talk lack of ghosts. We can talk about where ghost places would be fun to go. I've got a couple. We could talk about anything. Anything. How we'd like to see these bastards gone. Hopefully the bill from Senator Kennedy from Louisiana will go through and they won't get their checks when they shut down the government either. Nor should they, and have an attitude about it when they're asked, you getting paid? Yeah, fucking get paid. This is probably why they won't have a woman in the White House. Well, the giddy girl. One of the ones she did cracked me up. And they use these czar terms. Don't talk to me about a czar. It's America. Rome had czars. I mean, Russia had czars. We don't have czars. We have people who are appointed to this system for this reason. And the guy punched her kind of a little bit and said, well, you're in charge of the border. It's getting pretty bad. Well, I figure a couple 100,000 people a day is pretty bad. I'd hate to be fucking Texas. And she goes, well, and he says, you haven't been there, have you? No, I haven't been there, but I haven't been to Europe either. Maybe I shouldn't laugh, but it was fucking funny as hell. So the Giggle Girl, that was the other option. 107 days. She, as now puts it, ran the best race ever against crooked politicians. Yeah, that is not how history's going to see that shit, bitch. I promise you, Cupcake. If it's on my dying bed, I'll write a treatise about it. I can still do cursive, so you're fucked. Also, I tend to loosen up after I've had a couple fingers of uh, Glenfiddich. It's 12-year-old scotch. It's quite good. But now I got to go to work. I work more in the fucking house than I did when I had a job. So I must have had a really dirty home most of the time. If you were entertained, please say so. If you were not, hints are welcome all the time. Please tell me what you want to see or talk about. All of it's on the table. It is Social Woodstock. For me, Social Woodstock means kicking the man, keeping the man down. Go look at some hippie shit. You'll get what I'm talking about. Come back with a tie-dyed shirt on. I just started buying bell bottoms again. It's so cool. I missed them the whole time. We all did. I very rarely wear jeans, even when I'm in the house. I might wear them because I'm outside doing stuff, and you can't. A gown gets messed up. I've got the floor length because of the severe damage and all the surgeries on one of my legs up to my knees. So I went from the 50s, and I still do the 50s look, which is mid calf, all the way down now. So I have both looks, and my husband likes both. So I'm good to go. Considering I spent several $100s on both, and I can't wear them all at the same time. And I seem to see some and go, oh, I wear this one. Let me try. I remember having a dream one time, and in the dream, I had a wallet, and I opened the wallet, and there was a checkbook, and there was money, and there was all kinds of credit cards in there. And I never forgot that dream. I was in the Army already when I had that dream. I had a checking account. I had just opened it like the month before. So it was a vivid dream. And just today, my husband says, I need a check for such and such. I said, okay. And I went and got it. And it was like deja vu. It's like, because I had to get everything out, and I opened it up, and my phone has places where there's two cards. I have a wallet it's full of cards and IDs. I pick up my checkbook, and the checkbook has a full contingent of cards, mainly like BILO and so forth, Food Lion cards. But it instantly reminded me of that dream. So sometimes some things are meant to be remembered, I think. And it's kind of cool. It really is. Not that I had a lot of money, but I had enough money to pay whoever the fuck is going to come looking for me, which they do in Britain. I've seen that. It's pretty fucking wild. No, I would not move to Britain. Loved it while I was there visiting. Still loved the people and the nation and so forth, but would not go. No. Their taxes are beyond reasonable. I don't know how people have you. I keep asking people, especially those who are in movies or so forth, if they're actresses, why had they gotten their teeth fixed? I don't understand that. They have free health care if you wait 7 months, which is about the way it's getting here. But they don't run and have their teeth done, and it's a shame. I think they should do that. When they're hitting 70, 75, they're still great actors and actresses, but they need to go and visit their nearest dentist immediately. It would help you a lot. I did. I did not want to, but I did. So you can too. You will feel better. Especially, I mentioned the pain you guys have to be in. But I see my time is about up, and nobody jumped up here. I did get a couple of hearts. I don't want just my hearts. Guys, I need you up here. I need you talking to me. Bring your guitars. Fuck it. We'll do this where I maybe can pull you in on one of these little programs where you can talk to each other. I forget what they call that now. Anyone else? Every time I do this, I tell my husband I'm going to kill him. I'm sorry. I've tended to be a little bit more social, I think, today than informative, but I apologize. If, again, there's something you want to talk about or so forth, please throw it in the comments because my live chat and I are about to go. So, everybody have a great day out there. Don't let the idiots win. Already, the asylum is being run by the inmates. They are all one sandwich shy of a fucking picnic. I'm just saying. Take those checks. Make sure they don't get them. See you tomorrow, guys.